This episode was brought to you by Tony Boy's Sandwich House. If you listen to this podcast, you know I only talk about places I genuinely love, and Tony Boy's Sandwich House is one of them. They opened right here in Livingston in 2017, and I've been a customer since day one. My go-to order, the salon salad, but you definitely have to add pickles. The number 2 sandwich and the West Coast. But you really can't go wrong with anything. Cheesesteaks, subs, homemade chicken cutlets, chopped salads, and they have great catering too. Tony Boy's is growing fast with locations in Madison, Montville, Montclair, and Cranford coming soon, and they're even offering more franchising opportunities. Visit TonyBoys.com for all the info, and if you're eating in, mention Food Czar Podcast for 10% off your order. Tony Boys, great sandwiches and community wherever they go. Hey everyone, I have to tell you about someone who has completely transformed my skin. Diana Joseph, founder of Aesthetica Med Spa right in Livingston, New Jersey. Diana is a master esthetician and skincare expert with over 20 years of experience. She stays on top of the latest skincare innovations and technologies, offering treatments like Hydrofacial MD, Morpheus 8 microneedling, corrective chemical peels, IPL, permanent hair removal, and so much more. But what really sets her apart is how personal she makes every treatment. Diana customizes each service to your skin's needs and gives you the knowledge to maintain results at home. So if you're in Livingston or nearby, do yourself a favor and book a visit at Aesthetica Med Spa. Experience where expertise meets passion with Diana Joseph. Your skin will thank you. Mention Food Czar Podcast to get a 20% discount off your first service. For more information, go to aestheticamedspa.com.
This is Behind the Counter.
Behind the counter.
With the Food Czar. Here's Heidi.
Welcome back to another episode of Behind the Counter with the Food Czar, which is me, Heidi Blum. And today's episode has taken an interesting turn because I am sitting in Greenpoint, Brooklyn with 32-year-old Allie Chernick, who is a young, obviously, woman, obviously, entrepreneur who is really has a booming banana bread business. The turn, it turns out, is that her mom and I went to college and camp together, and I never in a million years knew that until I came here and I was unpacking my gear, and I can't believe who your mom is. Wild, wild, wild stuff. But anyway, that's okay, Wally. So, Allie, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
You came across my algorithm. Maybe it was fate, so I could reconnect with your mom. I know. But you came across my algorithm. I don't even remember why. Maybe it was your crazy collab you were doing with the Hive.
That's what I assumed it was that.
I think that's probably what it was.
So much New Jersey things.
Yes, and I follow them also. But I was like, there was something that attracted me to you, and I was like, I don't know. I feel like I knew you. I feel like I was connected to you. Clearly I am, which is wild.
Yeah.
But I love doing this and interviewing young people, especially women, who seem to me are great role models for the younger generation. And I'm excited, to talk to you, to hear about this business and how you started it. So let's dive in.
Yeah, and I'm really excited to talk to you too. And it's crazy that you know my mom. You guys, it was crazy. She came over. She tells me where she went to college. I was like, this is so random. We probably don't know my mom. Told her. She dropped all her things. We were on FaceTime with my mom for an hour.
I literally said, get the fuck out of here. You have to FaceTime your mom. She's like, do you think she'll know you?
Yeah.
I'm like, I bet you $100 she knows me.
Yeah.
Okay, so Allie.
Yes.
You grew up, now I know, in Providence, Rhode Island.
Yes.
And let's talk about that.
Okay.
So you grew up in Providence and you went to school like everybody else.
Yep.
Where'd you go to college?
Syracuse.
So you went to Syracuse. What'd you major in?
I majored in art photography. So I have a BFA in art photography.
And when you graduated, were you doing that?
Yeah. So it's a hard industry to get a job in, as you could probably imagine. So I was doing a lot of, before I turned 26 and I didn't need my health insurance, my own health insurance, I was doing a lot of freelance stuff. And it was basically like I was like a photo editor. I was at the Knot for a little bit. I was at Delished. Do you know what Delish
of course,
is?
yeah.
At Ann Taylor, and I was kind of just doing photo adjacent roles. Like I wasn't actually taking the photos, but I was being like a junior photo producer.
Dress the set.
Yes,
or whatever.
exactly.
Yeah.
And then once I was nearing 26, I started to getting a full-time job a little more seriously. And I ended up getting a job at Ralph Lauren as it was called a digital asset coordinator. So it was kind of in the photo realm because I basically was in charge of all the photos on the website. So I was like doing the back end.
That's major, by the way.
Yeah, it was really cool. And yeah, it was a great job. I really loved working there. Their headquarters are not here, but I worked in the Long Island City office. And that's their e-commerce office. So yeah, I was working pretty much in photo post-college.
That's amazing. Yeah. So what happened? So was it like a COVID thing? Was it a...
So basically, to make a long story kind of short, I've been making this banana bread forever, first of all. It's my mom, who you know, her mom's recipe. And I actually remember the first time I made it. It was in like 4th grade. We were doing an immigration unit.
Yeah.
And we were having a potluck, and everyone we were learning about our culture and whatever. And, you know, I was just Jewish. It wasn't really that interesting. That's not true, but you know what I mean?
It's very interesting.
It is very interesting.
And we have very good food.
Yeah. Well, but the thing is we had to bring in something from our culture, and I couldn't think of something to bring in because I was like, what does my family make that's so interesting? I don't know. And I think at the time I didn't realize my Jewish culture was different. Like, oh, I could have brought in like a brisket and something like that. So I remember going to my teacher and being like, I don't know what to bring in. Like, this is just because, you know, everyone was like, I'm bringing in pierogies. I'm bringing in like enchiladas. And I was like, oh my God, what do I do? I went to my teacher and she was like, well, it doesn't have to be something from your background. It could just be like, what's at all of your family tables.
Sure.
But it was banana bread because my grandma made the best banana bread. She had it. So they were like, then make banana bread. And that was the first time I had the recipe and I started making it. And from then on, I like would bring it to middle school bake sales. And if I just, you know, anything where I had to bring something in,
it was the banana bread.
And I would make it in different forms. You know, I'd make it into cupcakes. I'd make it into a cake. And
did everyone start to know you?
Yes, I was
for
like
your banana bread.
Yeah, I was like banana bread girl before I was actually officially banana bread girl. So anyways, I always just made banana bread. Even in college, I would make it. It was just my thing. And I went through a breakup around like 2017. And that's when I really like to bake and cook. And I started to bake and cook kind of an insane amount because it was like the only thing to get me off my phone and to not think about it. And I was just making so much banana bread. Like, it was crazy. I always say, like, my roommates at the time, like, truly saints. Like, I'm also not a neat baker. So there was like chocolate, like they were like getting chocolate chips in between their toes. Like, the kitchen was a mess, and I was just baking so much banana bread, and I was starting to give it to them to bring into work. And so this was around like 2018.
Okay.
And
are you still at Ralph Lauren at
I'm
the
still
time?
at Ralph Lauren.
Okay.
Yeah. And actually, I think I was just starting at Ralph Lauren.
Okay.
And they were bringing in banana bread to work, and people would be like, this is so good. Where can I get it? And I started just making these random people banana bread. And the whole thing was extremely organic. I mean, obviously I was sorry, Swally. I was an art photography major. I was not planning to start a business, and I never would have started a business on purpose.
Right.
So
wait, why do you say that? Because it's hard?
I just think I never would it's not something I ever
You were
thought
on
I
the
was gonna do.
photography.
Yeah. It just kind of, and the thing is it's not, you know, I was fine with what I was doing. I didn't love it, but I didn't dislike it.
It was a job.
Yeah, it was a job.
Yeah.
And I loved my life. Like, I loved my friends. As long as I was getting out of work at a normal time, I was happy.
Yeah.
So I started making it for these random people. And then I was kind of getting overwhelmed with orders, which is funny because at the time it was only like 6, but it was like crazy to me. I was like, 6 banana breads.
Well, you're working and trying to live your like city life or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that's when I made an Instagram for it. And this was like the beginning of 2019. And I started to take orders that way just because I felt like it was an easier way to do it. But because I'm a photographer, my posts were kind of starting to go viral, because my photos were good. I don't think Instagram even had video at this point.
They didn't. It didn't. Reels and all that didn't happen, I think, until COVID.
Yeah. Yeah. And I started to then get people who, like random people DMing me about banana bread. And I started to...
Like, I'm a friend of so-and-so's.
No, it was like, that was how it kind of started. And then I started to just be random followers and people in New York. And I started to get a little nervous because I was like, I don't know if I'm doing like I don't know if what I'm doing is legal.
Yeah.
And I mean, everybody should be a rule follower with the law, but I'm a very big rule follower in general. Like I hate, like just, growing up, like I would tell my mom everything that I was doing. Like I even like,
like your mom, by the way.
Not like my mom. I would like go to a movie and we'd like decide we were going to a different movie, and I would call my mom and be like, I'm going to this movie instead. And my friends would be like, are you okay?
Oh my God, that's really funny.
Like she doesn't care.
Yeah.
So I looked into it because I didn't want to start selling it to random people without knowing what I was doing. And I quickly found out that there's this thing called the cottage laws.
Yep.
Is that what it's called?
Yep.
Yeah, something like that. And
you need a cottage license to sell out of your house.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, perfect. Like, I'll get this, and then I can just kind of keep it small and sell out of my house. But I quickly realized that you cannot do that with banana bread because, I mean, it differs by state. So you could maybe do it in New Jersey. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
But in New York, you can't use certain fresh fruit in things and sell it from your apartment.
Wow.
Also, like I had a cat, so I think that like it probably wouldn't have been okay anyway.
Yeah.
So that's when I kind of was having this like panic attack because I didn't really know. I didn't want to start taking it so seriously because I was never intentionally doing this like for anything but for fun. And I knew, and the only thing that I could do at this point was get a commercial kitchen, and that would be such a huge step for me.
Yeah.
And so I kind of made this deal with myself. I was like, I'm going to sell it somewhere, like at some one-day thing, see how it does.
Like a pop-up somewhere. Yeah.
See how it does with like, because at this point, it's my friend. It was really just friends and friends of friends having it. And I mean, I think it's the best banana bread, but.
My daughter does too, by the way.
Yeah. It is the best banana bread. But at that time, I was like, do random people think it's the best banana bread?
Right.
So
like it's banana bread.
Yeah, it's banana bread. Yeah. I was like, how could this like become something? And I found this like one-day farmers holiday market in Brooklyn. And, a lot of these things I was looking into, they would require to get your business license and blah, blah, blah. But this place was just very like
low key.
It's $100 for a table. Come on in. I signed up. I got accepted. And this was like December 2019. And I basically like had my friend who's a graphic designer like come up with a logo for me. I basically pretended I had this business, like I did, but I made it look so legit and was like, if this goes well, I will start taking this more seriously.
Okay.
And it's funny because it's like I think a part of me really didn't want it to go well because I knew how much work it was going to be.
Yeah.
And I just knew I'd have to be looking into how the licenses to get and like what kind of kitchen to get.
And it's not the path that you imagined yourself on, I'm sure. Yes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so.
And it was a lot of work and I had another job. So it went insanely well.
We sold out?
The market was like from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. My friends all came. We all wore the shirts. I got everyone shirts. And people would come up to us. It was so funny. They'd be like, oh, you guys have a store? And we'd be like, oh, we're working on it. Like it's like we just fully pretended like we had a whole business, and we were handing out samples, and people were going crazy, and I sold out in like an hour, and I made like,
that's insane,
and I made like 300 breads. Like I literally
just one flavor.
No, I did like 2 or 3.
Okay, it's crazy.
So it was really crazy, and then I started taking it more seriously. And basically what I did was, so obviously, as you know, what's about to happen is COVID is coming up.
Yep.
But I found this commercial kitchen that I could rent from like once a week. And my schedule was on Mondays, I like opened orders. Tuesdays, I would go bake it.
After work?
After work, yeah.
Wow.
Wednesdays after work, I would go package it.
How many, like, give or take?
At this time, it was like 30.
Okay.
Which
was still a lot.
Yeah. I mean, I had to like, buy a million pans. Like it was crazy to me.
And you'd have everything delivered to the commercial kitchen?
So yeah. So I had like a little space there, and I started so on Tuesdays I would go bake it after work, put it in the fridge. Wednesdays after work, I would go package it, put it in a suitcase, bring it home. Thursday after work, I would go around New York and give it to people. And
you would deliver it to like their buildings or whatever. Wow.
Yeah. And things were just starting to like feel really real. Like I was like, for the first time, feeling like I really loved something I was doing. And I had coffee shops and stuff start to reach out to me, and I was like, oh my God. And then COVID hit, and all these things that I kind of had lined up were done. Yeah. And I was really disappointed because I felt like for the first time I had found something I'd never thought it was going to be banana bread, but it was something that I really was good at and liked to do, and I was good at marketing it. And I was just like, all right, well, I don't want this to like disappear for me to kind of like move on from it. So in the meantime, I'm just kind of going to go hard on my social media. And I went really hard. I was reaching out to random celebrities to send it to.
Oh, wow.
And they would post about it, and I was getting followers
like
from
who?
that. The first one I reached out to was Andy Cohen, and he answered me pretty quickly. And I was like, oh, I guess like this is, I mean, there's no harm in, they could always just not answer you.
Totally.
And I was doing like sister snacking, and like I was reaching out to all these New York people, and kind of, I mean, I'm sure you've seen this all online, is that everybody talks now about growing in public, like the Meadow Lane guy. Do you get the Meadow Lane guy?
Yeah.
And how then you open and you have like a kind of crazy amount of customers. And it's funny because I was already open and then closed, but I was kind of accidentally hyping my business up.
At a time when everyone's closed.
Yes. And by the time I could go back to the kitchen, I think it was like the summer, I was getting an insane amount. Like things were insane.
Wait, so did Andy Cohen, did you send him your banana bread?
Yes.
And did he do a post on it?
He put a story up, and I sent it to like Lizzo. Lizzo loved it.
She did a post also?
Yeah.
Did Sister Snacking do it?
Yep. And I was doing like a lot of giveaways with, I think I probably did one with Sister Snacking, and just all those New York, like.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
Yes. And I was just kind of forming these connections with people so that they knew I made the best banana bread.
Yeah.
And and then I basically got to a point where I wasn't making that much money at Ralph Lauren, and I also wasn't doing something I wanted to do that badly.
Yeah.
And that's when I like went to my parents and was like, so I was thinking about quitting my job at Ralph Lauren to keep doing this. And I mean, they were supportive. I mean, I'm very obviously like privileged to know that, going into it, knowing that if anything happened, I did have something to lean back on. Yeah. I think that that's something. Sometimes like people ask me like, when did you know? And I'm like, well, I also had this thing to fall back on if it didn't work out.
I mean,
and
college
not everyone
graduate
does.
with a niche thing.
Yes.
I mean, you definitely did.
Right. So they were like, okay, like they were most worried about health insurance. That was kind of their
That's
whole
what
thing.
your mom said on the phone. Yeah.
And, I did Cobra from Ralph Lauren for like 18 months. And then I just started to pay for insurance through the state, which is not very good, but it's something. And, and then so I've been doing it. So that was kind of how it started. It was crazy. Yeah.
So
Sorry, that was long.
It was not long. It's the journey. I find it interesting, like how it started, and now we're going to talk about where it's at.
Yeah.
So now, like on a given week,
yes,
how many orders do you get? About you don't open it up. What is it like now? A Monday to Wednesday slot?
So it's very different now. Like first of all, I don't make it anymore. It's made. It's.
I was going to ask you that.
Yeah. So, I was making it myself for a while. Then I had an assistant helping me, and then I kind of got to this point where I had to decide what to do next because I really didn't want to bake it anymore. It felt like I was I was like a machine.
Yes.
I was. It wasn't fun.
It was now taking the joy out of the banana bread.
Right.
Yeah.
And I had to decide. Well, there's like two things you could do. I could hire people under Allie's Banana Bread and, do that, or I could get a manufacturer, and it's called a co-packer. I don't know if you know what that is, but it's basically like you start buying your product from a manufacturer. So they get all the ingredients, they make it, they have, we have an NDA with them, and then they're like to have this many breads and to store it for this long, and for us to do this, it's going to cost this much a
and
loaf.
They package it and ship it too?
Yes, except not all of them do. So I was in this spot where I was trying to decide which thing to go with, and it was really hard because I didn't feel ready to have my own employees yet, but I also was having a hard time finding a manufacturer. It's a really hard thing, and all of them don't, some of them seem great, but then they're like, oh, but we won't store your product, or some of them seem great, but then they, the minimum's like 4,000.
And you need quality control,
and you need quality control.
I mean, it is your grandmother's recipe. Is your grandmother still alive?
Yes, yeah.
Oh my God, she must be so happy.
She is. She's can't believe. She's always like, I thought you'd sell 12.
I love that.
So I mean, eventually there's like a big timeline in between there, but I eventually found this really good manufacturing team, and they're actually in Chicago. So it's made in Chicago now. Yeah.
So how many, to justify that,
Yes.
how many banana breads are you selling?
Well, okay, so it depends. And also my biggest thing right now is JetBlue. I'm on JetBlue,
Which is insane.
Yeah, which is crazy. They are like my biggest.
Hold on, let's say that
thing.
again.
I'm on JetBlue.
Okay. Allie's Banana Bread is
Yeah.
on JetBlue.
Yes.
We need to stop and discuss that.
Yeah.
So how did you get onto JetBlue?
Got onto JetBlue because this is, speaking of running into people from your past, I actually ran into my boyfriend from high school at a bar over here. We're not like, it's not like we're estranged. Like we're still somewhat in touch. He lives over here.
Friend from high school.
Yeah, friend from high school. But I had just started working with this manufacturer in Chicago, and starting to work with a manufacturer, you have to start getting bigger. They do my direct to consumer, but they would prefer to get bigger things.
Sure.
And I was like trying to get into supermarkets, and I was talking to Nick about it, and he works for JetBlue, and he like made a joke being like, what if you were on JetBlue? And I kind of was like, at that point I was only thinking about supermarket. Like I wouldn't even think like, oh, an airplane.
Yeah.
Like it would be really good on an airplane. Actually, can you maybe connect me? And he was like, I mean, I am not in that like department.
Yeah.
I can do everything that I can, but not really. And it just happened to be really good timing because JetBlue was in the process of replacing a croissant that they already had, and then trying to figure out what they wanted to replace it with. And so they were like literally in taste testing waters.
Mode.
Yeah. And so they actually were like, why not? Like, of course, like we're going to try it. Their headquarters are like right there in Long Island
really?
City. Yeah. So I brought them over, and it was very, they liked it. They were like, can you make it smaller? Can you do that? We were like, we'll do anything for you, of course. And yeah, then now I'm on JetBlue. So
That's insane.
yeah,
Like on their
it's their transatlantic flights.
Thank you. I couldn't think.
Yeah,
I was like,
it's okay.
Yeah.
Transatlantic flights. So from JFK and from Boston to Europe, you would get it. And then also
Sort of makes you want to fly JetBlue.
I know. I'm flying it this summer just so I could get
Have
some
your
content on my bread. There's also some domestic ones it's on. It's like random ones. There's like West Coast to East Coast, but only first class and something like that.
That's insane. And you're in
Yes.
Fresh Pro.
I'm on FreshDirect. So
FreshDirect. Yeah.
So with FreshDirect and JetBlue, that's like my main volume, and I'm trying to still get into supermarkets, and hopefully this year you'll see me in more. But my direct to consumer, it's hard. Direct to consumer is, for so long, I thought that was going to be my main income.
Yeah.
And also you make more money off of it because, to give JetBlue and to FreshDirect, you have to give it to them for not a very high price because they need to be able to sell it. And I would say like a couple hundred a week for direct to consumer.
That's still amazing.
Yeah, which is. And you know, during the holidays it obviously goes up, but just overall it's that. But it's hard. I think that a lot of I talk to some people now who are like just starting their business and they're like, "Oh, I don't want to be in retail because I don't make any money from it." I mean, it's a really hard business to make money in general.
Of course.
And if you're direct to, you know, if you were only direct to consumer, it really only lasts so long. And, you know, you will go viral at some points and like things will be good, but it's just not consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you say like banana breads. People like, I make a banana bread. I don't make it as good as you do, but you know, so that's right.
Right. Yeah. It's like who's ordering banana bread every week?
Right.
Like besides my dad, but yeah.
That's cute.
Yeah.
But you do make different kinds of banana breads.
Yes.
And do you make different, I was going to say styles, like different, like there's the loaf.
Yes.
Do you make different shapes, sizes?
Well, so the biggest thing about going from making it myself to a manufacturer is the thing I was the most sad about giving up is that you can't be as creative with stuff because you can only have a certain amount of products and the minimums are very high. So it's like they're not going to make something unless the minimum, you know, unless you're asking for like 2,000 of it, for example.
So that's interesting.
Yeah.
So like you can never like in this kitchen or somewhere sort of play around with the banana bread and like you have a great idea and you're like, I'd love to try to roll this out. Can you roll that out?
I can. It's just, it takes a longer time and it's just not as, you can't be as spontaneous about it. Like I used to do monthly flavors and that was so fun and it would do really well. And now it's just, the thing about them is they're making things for other people too. It's not just my banana bread. And, you know, for me to say, hey, I want to do this monthly flavor. Can you guys test it out and send it to me? And then I give you notes. It's a lot for them when they have so much other stuff going on.
Yeah.
But if it's something I want to add and have it be like a permanent thing, it's no problem. But to have them make something just as like a limited time, multiple times, it's a lot. So
could you ever do like, or have you ever thought about doing like a Bryant Park, you know, the winter village or anything like that?
I have. It's so expensive.
I know. I know.
I feel like those are the things that people are always like, you should do that. And I looked into it and I was like, oh, like.
I know. I have a friend who does babka there.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Is it babka?
Bailout.
Yeah. That's
Michael.
Really,
she's awesome.
And it would probably be worth it. I'm sure she makes her money back from it.
She does, but you know, she also has a storefront in Jersey City, so she's baking everything there.
Yes.
It's a different
It's
setup.
different. Yeah, it's a different when it's like not me. You know, where am I going to put everything that's not out right now? And then it's like I have to pay for a storage facility. And it's also, I mean, I'm sure she has this too. Like having a baked good is hard because banana bread can be frozen, which is amazing, and it can be frozen for a very long time, but having frozen storage somewhere is very expensive.
Sure.
So yeah, it's like, and people always ask me like, will you have a storefront? And I'm like, it's a dream. It's just a lot.
I was just going to ask you. So because you seem to be a creative person.
Yeah.
And right now, where your business stands, it sounds like you don't have that part of it anymore, or right now.
Yeah.
So do you miss that part of it?
I miss it. And I want to, but I don't at the same time because everything that came with me making it myself, I don't miss. But that is my goal, is to kind of eventually get back to being able to do that while still having, basically to run this kind of successful business where I'm on JetBlue, I'm on maybe some other airlines, I'm on a supermarket, and that's like funding me enough that I can open a store and kind of have that excitement of it be a part of my business again.
Yeah.
But I think I just need to like make some more money first before I get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay. So let's talk about the goals. So the goal is for you to be in a supermarket.
I mean, is
it a supermarket or would it be I was gonna say a restaurant, a coffee shop?
I'm seeing more opportunity in things like, so we have this little 3-ounce loaf we made specifically for JetBlue, but it's very cute. And I think it's what can potentially get me somewhere, because a lot of supermarkets and places are like, they make their own banana bread. And as famous as I think I am, they're like, why would we want like to pay for your banana bread?
Because of your Allie's banana bread.
I agree, but it's hard to convince them. So supermarkets are my goal because I want it to be easier for people to get. But money-wise, I'm seeing a lot more opportunity in like maybe like convenience stores. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, I have a question for you. So, like I said earlier, I saw you on your collab with the Hive.
Mm-hmm.
How does that work for you?
So, like, how does it work with just from the start to?
Well, okay, yeah. Let's talk about the collabs, because maybe is that like a good? That must be a good way to get your name out there.
It's a good way to get my name out there, and it gets me more customers. But I wouldn't say it's like a moneymaker.
Sure.
Because they realistically, these places don't need that much banana bread to make this product that they're collabing
But that's
with.
also probably fun for you.
It's so fun.
That sort of probably brings out the creativity in you. And what can we do with the banana bread? What could we call it? And then just having that interaction.
Yeah, for sure. Yes, and that's why I'm hoping to kind of get into these bigger things so that I can just do that and because I would say my job for Allie's Banana Bread is I'm like the social media person, even though I do everything else. But that's the thing I'm good at, and just forming connections with other businesses and doing all of that. And it really does get my name out there. I mean, you found me through that, and who knows who will find me through this.
This podcast is going to go viral, baby.
It's going to go viral.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm finding other ways to get creative, even though I can't do as much with the actual banana bread anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the Hive, because that seemed to blow up.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's, like I said, how I found you.
Yes.
So for people who don't know the Hive, they have 2 locations.
Yes.
I think a third is
I know,
coming.
I saw.
Yeah.
I don't know where it is, though.
Me neither. They just got the keys.
I know, I saw.
I don't even know them.
I'm being like, OMG, thinking they'd like tell me exactly where it was, but they didn't.
I know. So, and I'm like, I don't even know them.
Yeah.
So they are, the Hive is a coffee shop, but it's also,
it's like
they bake goods.
Yeah. They're very popular for their cinnamon buns.
Yep.
And they do, they always have their regular one, but they do a monthly flavor.
So how did you connect with them?
I've been following them for a while, just, because I followed a lot of food accounts. I think they opened in like 2020, maybe 2021.
Maybe.
So I've been following them, I think, since very close to when they opened. And I just started to see them do these monthly flavors. And I think I DM'd them like 2 years ago being like, we should do a banana bread cinnamon bun. And they were like, we should, like, email us. And it was a lot of just back and forth and then silence, not on like
anyone's part.
Just it being
life.
We're both
life
busy.
Gets busy. Yeah.
And then just eventually they were like, we want to do it for January. Let's do it. So, yeah.
So, okay. So you roll it out, and it seemed like it was like,
it did really well, and it was really fun to make all the content for it. I mean, I love making content. I've always been a online kid. Like, I've always been an internet kid. I mean, I went outside sometimes, but otherwise, like, I was like on Reddit when I was little, and I was on like, do you know what E-Bombs World is?
No.
Okay, that makes sense though. Like, it was like,
that was you calling me old?
No, it's not calling you old, because it's just, you wouldn't be. It existed, but you probably weren't on it. It was kind of like, it was kind of like Reddit for pre-Reddit. It still exists.
Okay. What's it called?
E-Bombs World.
No. Yeah, definitely not.
Anyways, I was a big like YouTuber, and I was always making the videos for like I made the video for our graduation. I was always, I always had a camera. I was always obsessed with it.
I used to do montages, so I get it.
I was always making montages. Yeah. That's all I ever did. And so I really loved doing that. And it really blew up a lot, and it actually showed me. So for a little while, because like I said, it's hard for me to be creative with my banana bread now, because I can't do as many creative things with it. I kind of was like, well, I could give my banana bread to people and we can collab in that way. And I hadn't done a collab in so long because I didn't really know how to anymore because, you know, people would reach out to me and was like, oh, I have this like peanut butter. Like, can you put it in your banana bread? And I was like, I can't. Like, I can't do it. And then once the Hive and I did the thing in January, that was my first collab in a really long time. And I'm seeing now how much it just obviously did really well, but how much it got my name out there and how much it worked with that.
Well, remember, the Hive is very good because what they do is they send their...
Yes.
I don't know if they send every flavor of every month to people, but yours they send to a lot of the influencers.
Yeah, that's also big.
Which is huge. So, you know, you have all these people that are posting, and they're like the top influencers.
Yeah. And it's also just like, even if it's not... Like, it did do well, but even if it didn't, you would think it was doing well.
I'm sitting here right now. Right.
So it's just, I actually, it kind of changed my mindset in a lot of ways because of how, it's hard for me to sell in the smaller stores in New York because a lot of those places they basically have to buy by the case and they can't hold so much inventory at once in like a freezer. And I
need to be like in Butterfield.
And I know. Well, that was my first store I was in.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
But that was when I was baking it and it was easy for me to just deliver it or whatever. Yeah. And now it's a little harder because unless I want to find a place here to have frozen storage and deliver the cases myself or find a distributor, the best way to do it is for those places to be able to hold like a whole pallet, which is... We're in New York, like it's just
no one has that. Yeah.
And actually the Hive really kind of showed me how much it could do just having my product be in New York. And I am starting now to get a freezer storage space and I already have some. I don't want to say who they are yet because like we don't have a full deal yet, but I have some places lined up.
Damn, I wanted an exclusive.
I know. Yeah. Well, maybe by the time this,
okay, fine. Deal.
Yeah, deal. But like I had to eventually not do Butterfield anymore because I couldn't, like it also costs, you would think that it would actually be easy to be like, ooh, I'm in these small stores, but it actually costs more money because you have to hold it somewhere.
Yeah.
And then that is a rent. Like you're basically paying rent for like a pallet of your bread. And then it costs money for them to go in and take the case out for you.
Yeah.
And then it costs money.
Everything just
costs money.
Every step.
And then it costs money to get it from that to the store. And having a margin with all of that money that you're paying is really difficult. So I was really against it for a while because it just sounded like I was going to be losing some money. And I probably will. I definitely will lose money with doing this, but I think it will be worth it.
I have a few questions.
Yeah.
One is when the Hive did your collab, did they just do it in their New York location or their Hoboken? And no, they did Hoboken. You were going.
They only have unless they're new locations in New York, they only have Jersey City and Hoboken.
Oh, I thought it was. I'm sorry, I thought they were in New York too.
No.
It's Jersey City and Hoboken.
Yeah. So it was at both.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you did after that a coffee one, right?
Yes, I did. Edith. Have you been to Edith's?
No.
It's very good. We also had been in, the talks to do a collab for a while.
The city?
They're in the city. They have East Williamsburg and West Village.
Oh, okay.
And that went really well. And I have a lot of other ones coming up. So
that we can't talk about. Jesus.
I have. They're kind of small. They're not as they're not places with locations.
Okay.
Well, I mean, Cafe Pana I collab with all the time. Like I have another one coming up with them.
That's exciting.
Somewhat soon. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's also another gelato spot that I'm going to collab with. It's called Rivarino Gelato. It's in Soho area. But yeah, things are in the works and it'll be fun.
The thing that I noticed.
Yeah.
Is, we're talking about banana bread.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But the amount that you've had to learn about the business side of it and everything that you keep mentioning, not in a bad way, obviously, is the cost of this, the cost of this. I'm not going to make money on this, and it's so interesting to me, like, you know, for a lay person like myself, I'm like, oh, cute little Allie's banana bread.
Yeah.
And it's her grandmother's recipe.
Yeah.
That's so sweet. But it's so much more than that.
For sure.
And I'm sure you never imagined it being where it is right now.
No.
Right? And I would imagine there's pros and cons to that. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's I feel so much better. Like there were, you know, people are like fake it till you make it. And I wouldn't really recommend that. I feel like not that like I've made it, but I get it now. Like I feel like in the last year and a half, which, you know, I've been doing this for a while, so it took a really long time. I finally understand how this all works. And the times I didn't understand it was really hard for me. Like because I kind of had to just go along with things with not really fully knowing what was going on. And now that I do, I'm actually having a lot more fun with it. And just because, you know, it's not fun to do something and not understand what you're doing.
Totally.
But I didn't really have any other choice. I kind of had to. I mean, obviously I had people to talk to and whatever, but at the end of the day, just going through it on your own is how you learn the best. And, but yeah, it's, you know, it's fun, but there are, like, it's like you think about, oh, like just sell at, why not just sell at this little coffee shop? And it's like, there's so much that can go into that. I mean, it could be like, if I had like a little kitchen and myself and I was baking it myself and all that stuff would be a lot easier, but I'm not. And I'm happy that I'm not. So I don't regret it, but I do, miss kind of the localness of my bread.
But that's where the collabs come in,
yes,
I guess.
And I'm excited to now get back into that, hopefully. But
and I'm sure you've seen growth.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, I would think, you know.
So much growth.
And I feel like it seems to me like you got a little bit of hustle in there, a little bit of grit that you're gonna, you have a vision of where this is gonna go.
Definitely. I think that for a while, you know, I had this hustle, but I was a little confused. And now it's like, I have the hustle and I know what I'm doing. And I like, it's funny because I've been doing this for so long, but I feel like in the last year, like things are finally happening.
Do you feel like it's like a little bit of like imposter syndrome?
It was, yes. I don't feel like that anymore, but it was for a really long time. And, you know, it was easy for me to post the social media and do all of that. But at the end of the day, I was also just really confused.
Yeah. Well, it's a huge learning curve. And, you know, you're from an art side and a creativity side and learning about, like, if you ask me about a business, I'm like, I have no idea. Yeah.
I mean, I always say like, yes, maybe if I went to business school, you know, maybe if I had a different background, like things would have happened more quickly. But I'm also like, I'm so happy with the way it's happened. And I think that a part of me is like, maybe if I kind of had more of an idea of what I was doing in the beginning, it would have not actually gone as well. Like, cause it was so, genuine. Like, it was just really like, I was like, this is something I'm selling and I'm having so much fun.
Which is so sweet.
Yes.
And you don't want to lose that either.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And so that's why now things feel so good because I feel like I have that still, but I also have more of a business understanding in how the business side of it works.
So 1 year plan, 1 year goal, 1 year from now, where do you hope to see yourself?
I hope in 1 year this frozen storage thing works out and I'm back in a lot of these local New York City stores and potentially another airline. And I don't know, you know, it's one time I remember when I was kind of starting out and people were coming to me being like, do you need investors? Like, and all this stuff. And I was like, whoa, like
banana bread people.
I can't believe it. And I actually went to, do you know Janie Bakes? She has these things called pie crust cookies.
I feel like I do. I see it in my head.
Yeah, she has a few stores throughout the city. And I'll never forget, like, I went to her when this was happening. I was so overwhelmed because it was this beginning of my business where I was like, I don't know what to do. And she said to me, she was like, I just think of my business as a lifelong project. And I think like makes things better. And I was like, that actually makes me feel so much better because I think that for, you know, when I was first starting out, all these business people, they were talking so much business. And I was like, okay, but I am having fun with this and I want this to stay fun in some ways and it to be like a lifelong project. And I've never heard someone put it into words, and hearing her say that I think was really life-changing for me.
Look at like Baked by Melissa.
Yeah.
That's such a good example in a way. I mean, she was just making cupcakes and like her little tie-dye cupcakes, and look at her now.
Yeah, exactly.
And, you know, I don't know how many years she's been in business, but you know, it takes a long time to get to where you want to go. And you're going to have bumps of the road. You're going to have, you know, growing pains, all of that.
So I think it's hard for me to say exactly where I want to be, because I just think I keep taking like the next step, you know, and that's been working. So,
well, okay. So big picture, do you see Allie's Banana Bread as your lifelong career?
I think so. Yeah. I can't imagine myself doing anything else. Yeah.
I mean, I say to people, I'm like, I'm going to interview this girl. She has a booming banana bread business. And saying booming banana bread business is not so easy to say in a sentence, but you do. Like, to me, on the outside, that's what it looks like to me.
Yeah.
And you're young and you're smart and you're creative. And I feel, and I know now where you come from. Yeah. So I feel like there's like big things ahead.
Yeah, I think there are too. And I think I can feel that there are. And I think for a long time, like I said, it was like the feeling was more of fear. Like I was scared of what was coming next because I didn't know if I was going to be able to handle it and understand it. And now it feels different. Like I feel like these things are happening. So I feel that way too.
So do you still eat the banana bread, or are you like sick of the banana bread?
This is something that I feel like people don't want to hear, but no, I do not eat it anymore. It took a long time. I was still eating it. I mean, when I was doing like the monthly flavors and stuff, because it didn't, it was like a new flavor to me. Yeah. I was eating it, but yeah, I'm not going to lie. It's definitely not what I want anymore. I do once in a while
You're
have
banana
it.
breaded out.
Yeah. I do have it once in a while, and I'm like, oh, this is so good. Like, I remember
it is so good. Yeah.
But yeah, it's.
Do you keep loaves in your freezer for when you go to people or they come here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It depends who I'm going to. I mean, honestly, like some of my friends are like, we don't want this anymore.
We love you, Allie. No more banana bread.
Like I'll make them something else. Yeah. But like if, it's still a thing that if I'm going to like a party or something, I always still bring banana bread. I usually make it. Like I don't like get it from
scratch. Yeah.
And yeah. So.
Do you like to bake anything else besides banana bread?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I love to bake, and I feel like I've learned so much about baking from the banana bread. I mean, I didn't really know. Everyone always said baking was a science, and I was like, all right, whatever. And then like so many things would happen. Like I would, it would be stirring for a really long time.
Yeah.
And I thought like, oh, like great, it's all gonna get stirred. And then I'm like, why does this taste disgusting? And then I quickly realized, do you bake at all?
I mean, like my mom's recipes, like the same as you.
It's just like, so that's how I was. And now I'm much more experienced.
Like I throw everything in the bowl and mix it around. Right. And that's probably not what you should do.
So I was if you mix it too much, it forms gluten and it becomes disgusting. And I didn't know that. I thought I literally would I'd put the stirrer on and like go to the bathroom, like take a nap. And I was like, oh, it's just all getting stirred in there. And I wouldn't really take a nap, but but yeah, no, I have learned to bake so much since then, and I bake pretty much anything. Yeah, I love to bake.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And is there something in the banana bread recipe of your grandmother? What's your grandmother's name?
Sheila.
Hi, Sheila.
Hi, Sheila.
Hi, Sheila. Is it Nana or is it Grandma?
It's Grandma.
Oh, hi, Grandma Sheila.
Grandma Sheila.
Is there something special in that recipe that's different than any other recipe?
There's not.
You don't have to reveal.
No. I mean, the ingredients are all on it would be illegal for me not. And as you know, I'm a rule follower.
True. Yes. Yeah.
Like all the ingredients are on thing. There's nothing special in it. I honestly don't know. Like I feel like I always just thought it was the best banana bread, and even still, and I honestly like don't know why. Like it's a really good recipe. I have no idea what like.
So is that the plug? Buy Allie's banana bread. We don't know why.
We don't know why it tastes so good. I have like a theory but I can't tell it to you. So it's part of the process, though.
Okay. That's the secret.
That's the secret. But
Okay.
I still
And
think
it's not love.
it's not love. Maybe it was. No, it's I mean, it's there's a little love in there.
Of course, there's got to be a lot of it in there.
Yeah. But no, I wouldn't say there's a secret. I wouldn't say there's a secret. I think it's just a really good recipe.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
All right. So Allie of Allie's Banana Bread.
Yes.
Thank you, number one, for talking to me. I think this is amazing. I personally think you are a superstar.
Thank you.
I really do. I don't schlep my ass to Brooklyn for no one. Right?
I appreciate it.
Honestly, there's something about you. I believe in you. I feel like this is just the beginning for you.
Yeah.
I don't know why. And
I do too.
My gut is usually right.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put my money down on Allie's Banana Bread right now. And so for people who are listening, where can they get banana bread? They can get it on JetBlue.
Well, yes. If you want to take a flight instead of ordering it, you can get it on JetBlue. You can get it on FreshDirect if you're in New York or New Jersey. And you can just get it on my website at alliesbananabread.com. And hopefully, by the time, I don't know when this is going to release, maybe I can tell you somewhere else in New York it's going to be.
April.
Okay, maybe. What day is it?
April. We're right now February 19th. I think you're going to be in the middle of April.
Okay, so I think you might be able to know by then. But hopefully I'm going to be in some more local stores. So if you're in New York, keep an eye out.
And they can follow you, which I'm going to tag you and everything.
Yes. Follow me.
I would say to anyone that's listening, support local.
Yes.
Support Allie. Mm-hmm. Banana bread really warms the heart.
It does.
And we've ordered it and it's amazing. And I suggest everyone do the same. How's that?
I agree.
Allie.
Yeah.
Chernick.
Yeah.
Allie's Banana Bread to the moon.
Yes.
Say it.
Allie's Banana Bread to the moon.
All right. There we go. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
If you are hearing this message, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. I'm truly grateful for you and this opportunity. The purpose of the Behind the Counter podcast is to bring food, people, and community together. I hope you'll return for more episodes and explore with me. I want to personally thank Fran Linnell of Design 68 for my amazing Behind the Counter podcast logo, and Travis Lohenberg for my awesome Behind the Counter music, and all the guests that take their time to sit and talk with me. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you did, please leave a review on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you hear your podcasts. If you'd like to support the Behind the Counter podcast, please subscribe, share with your friends and family, and you can follow me on Instagram at Heidi Blum. If you have any feedback or stories that you want to share, you can email me at foodsarbtc@gmail.com.